Good afternoon, and you're very welcome to the program. You're listening to SIRAJ ZAIDI until 4 o'clock, and I'm here for an hour, and I hope you will stay with me for an hour. It's not too much to ask, but if it depends what you're doing, if you're doing anything, walking about, driving, cooking, whatever you're doing, you just keep doing and keep listening to me and on your phone. Everything is done by the phone these days. Phones has become the part and parcel of your lifestyle, and so therefore tune me in and enjoy the show. So before I do anything else, I would tell you what's going on in India. And Charmaine has got quite a lot of information. She's gathered quite a lot of things about the news in India, what's going on in India. Sit back, relax, and listen to what Charmaine has to say.
Good afternoon, I'm Charmaine Colvin, and you are listening to Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM. On India this week, India's Cockroach Janta Party, CJP, has called off its 5-week-long protest, hours after Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan resigned. The CJP had called it a win for democracy, and thousands of jubilant supporters continued to celebrate at Jantar Mantar, the main protest venue in Delhi. An online satirical campaign with an AI-generated cockroach as its mascot, the CJP is not a real party, but has evolved into a powerful platform for young people's anxieties and dissent. The protest has been the most visible expression of public anger against PM Narendra Modi's government in recent years, and gained momentum after Monday's police crackdown on people marching to Parliament left dozens injured. Pradhan announced his resignation on X in a post in Hindi, saying he respected the aspirations, dreams and expectations of the youth and was pained by the events of the past few days. The CJP was formed after the Chief Justice of India described some unemployed young people turning to journalism and activism as cockroaches. He later said he was referring specifically to people with fake and bogus degrees, but by then the term had taken a life of its own. The movement is led by Abhijit Dipka, a 30-year-old political communications strategist and former student at Boston University. The CJP quickly gained a huge following online, turning one of the most reviled insects into a symbol of defiance and resilience, with 26 million followers on Instagram. It called for reforms to India's education system, greater accountability over exam paper leaks, and the resignation of Pradhan. After ignoring the protesters for nearly 5 weeks, Modi finally broke his silence on Thursday to say they had decided to set up fast-track courts to ensure swift and stringent punishment for those involved in paper leaks. And later that night, Modi posted a video message saying that a tough new law on examination paper leaks was being prepared. He said he had received a draft of the law which they wanted to introduce soon in Parliament. Thousands of posts mocking Modi have flooded social media. The Prime Minister's videos intended to quell anger have been turned into jokes and memes. The government said on Wednesday that no abnormality has been found in the fuel control switch locking mechanism of the Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner that crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad on June the 12th last year, killing 260 people on board and on the ground. Civil Aviation State Minister Muralidhar Mohal informed the Rajya Sabha that the fuel control switch was examined at the original equipment manufacturer level in Seattle as part of continued airworthiness checks ordered by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation. In response to questions raised by Congress MP Debbie Marta Hisham, the government also rejected suggestions that the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau had delayed its final report in the crash. Martha had asked the government to state the reasons for the delay in releasing the final report more than a year after the crash, whether pilot conduct was among the factors being examined, and whether the government would announce a public release date for the complete report. Responding to these questions, Mohal said there was no delay in the investigation and explained that major accident investigations cannot be completed according to a fixed timeline. The government said the final investigation report containing all the findings of the probe would be made public and published on the AAIB website once the investigation was complete. Exceptionally heavy rain across parts of Nagaland and Assam from mid-July have triggered this year's devastating floods, which Minister Piyush Hazarika described as the state's worst in 6 decades. At least 68 people have died in the past 4 weeks, including 58 in the past week alone, while around 40 remain missing. Government data says more than 600,000 people have been affected, with tens of thousands displaced and living in relief camps. Flooding is a recurring part of life in Assam. Nearly 40% of the state is classified as flood-prone by India's National Flood Commission. Assam lies on the vast floodplain of the Brahmaputra, which flows down from the Himalayas and is fed by more than 50 tributaries. During the annual monsoon, heavy rain across the region increases the volume of water in the river. As the Brahmaputra flows across Assam's flat plains, it deposits large amounts of sand and silt, reducing the river's capacity to carry water and making flooding more likely. But experts say flooding has worsened over time because of upstream deforestation, aging embankments, and heavier rainfall driven by climate change. On the 21st of July alone, 21 people died in 24 hours, most swept away or drowned in floodwaters. Others were killed in landslides and house collapses. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma said districts in Nagaland and Assam received rainfall between about 435% and 490% above normal over that period, causing rivers to rise at an unprecedented speed. Chief Minister Sarma said the government's focus was now shifting towards rehabilitation, with ministers deployed across the state to coordinate recovery efforts. The world's oldest Grand Slam got an Indian makeover after Wimbledon partnered with the historic Delhi Kulfi maker. Its Instagram channel shared reels of Roger Federer and other stars gliding across the court to popular 1990s Bollywood hits. The championships also welcomed celebrity cricketers and Indian influencers to the Royal Box, using their star power to broaden its appeal. Wimbledon also hyper-localised its marketing effort, with digital content scattered across various Indian languages. The effort seems to have paid off. Yannick Sinner's win over Alexander Zverev in the men's final reportedly drew some 2.7 million livestream viewers, despite being played after midnight local time in India. And on average, 8.5 million viewers tuned in to watch the tournament in India this year, up 18% over last, according to local media. JioStar, the platform which holds exclusive streaming rights for the matches, declined to share official data. Wimbledon's push to win India is strategic and not accidental, Darshana Bala, a sports branding expert, said. India is already Wimbledon's largest international audience by reach, and 2026 is a particularly important year, with Arnav Papakar becoming the first Indian in 36 years to reach the under-18 boys singles quarter-finals. Sally Bolton, chief executive of the All England Lawn Tennis Club, Wimbledon's governing body, earlier told the Financial Times that India has joined the US as a main focus for growing the Grand Slam's audience. And finally, the reigning 57-kilogram world champion boxer Yasmina Lamboria from India is one of India's strongest boxing gold medal prospects at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games, which are underway. She is looking to improve on the bronze she won at Birmingham in 2022. Coming off a breakout 2025, during which she won World Cup golds in Astana and Delhi before becoming world champion in Liverpool, Lamboria is in Glasgow with an uncomplicated ambition. I aim to change the colour of that medal to gold, she says. That's what I've been training and preparing towards. She said, for a long time, boxing has been seen as a male-dominated sport. Being a woman boxer and an army athlete, it means a lot to compete on the world stage, prove myself and inspire others through my performances. And that's all from me. You have been listening to Apna Radio 93.9 Dublin South FM.
Thank you so much indeed, Charmaine, for a great news item today. And what is happening out there is just unbelievable, because under the pressure of Cockroach Janta Party, which is not a party as such, but just a brilliant concept which exists on cybersecurity, on cyberspace, I would say, that literally shook the Modi administration in India. Anyway, that is a very complex society, and that's the reports are coming up that the police have rounded up quite a lot of the demonstrators, particularly in Bihar, and they are particularly thrown in jail and are being threatened. Particularly the Muslims, youth, have been threatened with the summary execution. And what do they call it? Shooting inside the jail. Encounter killing, and that has been disturbing. That the people who have been participating, the youth, we are talking about the youth here, the youngsters who have protested, are now being subject to brutal torture and summary execution by the police. Now, Indian police is that's another. I touched it last week in our program, and we had talked about it, what it's all about. But let me go to the international scene and the platform up there on a global scale. Many things are happening. Before I return back into the local news, there are quite a lot of things happening locally. But on an international news, reports have indicated that Iran has rejected President Trump's proposed ceasefire and launched ballistic missiles towards U.S. military bases overnight, and making another escalation in tension between the two nations. According to the availability reports, the missiles which were intercepted, but the incident again placed the U.S. personnel at risk and underscored the fragile security situation and ceasefire in the region. But in fact, there is no ceasefire. They completely rejected that. And the report says that the strike suggested that Tehran is not prepared to accept Washington's proposal terms at this stage, despite the Trump's announcement of pause in U.S. military operations. Hello, pause for what? Consecutively, bombing it, destruction and death and destruction for continuous, and then pause, when it suits you. Iran has consistently maintained that it will respond to military pressure rather than negotiate under threat. And the latest development raised new questions about the future of diplomacy. It remains to be seen, and it's very unclear whether the U.S. will pursue renewed negotiations or respond with future military actions, a decision that could significantly affect regional stability. Attention continues to rise. The risk of additional casualty, wider conflict, and further instability grows. That is being said in the media out there. Lastly, lasting peace will only likely to require mutual trust and sustained diplomacy engagement, which doesn't exist at the moment. Something that remains difficult with military exchanges continues. What else is happening is that our neighboring country, United Kingdom of UK, United Kingdom, has actually sent the RAF, Royal Air Force fighter jet to the Middle East and to bomb Iran. And that is a disturbing news, because Keir Starmer, under Keir Starmer, the previous Prime Minister of United Kingdom, has been announced, and it's been very clear that no, we will not participate. This is not on our war. But as soon as the Andy Burnham, the new kid in the block, came in the power from Manchester, something has changed. What's going on there across the water? We have to respect the fact that this kind of nonsense cannot be tolerated, is the word. The Europe has consistently rejected the thing. Another big thing that is happening, and talked about it, is next month, in fact, the criminal, the world biggest world criminal, warmonger, Benjamin Netanyahu, is due to go to New York and address the United Nations, Parliament. Now, Zoran Mamdani has actually, raised his kind of pressure on the issue that if he comes to, and he announced it before, he's not welcome anymore in New York. If he comes to New York, I will get him arrested. But here's the rub, because the Donald Trump has actually, what he's doing is ICE his private security forces have actually geared up, and they are going to protect Benjamin Netanyahu and will allow him to go to United Nations. So is there out there? Nobody is out there. Nobody in the world out there who can arrest this man. International Court of Justice have declared him a warmonger. International Court of Justice has said that, look, this guy has, and talking about that, every day, the attacks on Gaza, on destitute people of Gaza. Now, the pretext of Hamas is gone, by the way. It's no longer there. It's just pure attack on the poor population, destitute people trapped in the open prison of the world, and the camps which are basically refugee camps in their own country, have been bombed continuously, and the killing going on. The other point is going on there is that the people who are out there, as they call them settlers. They're not settlers. They're invaders. Hey, guys, get the right terminology. They are invaders, invading the Palestinian villages and destroying people and taking over their land. So they are invaders, not settlers. Why do you call them settlers? Very strange terminology. And all of that is just creating a bigger tension in the globe. Our own Mary Robinson has said in some meetings, I don't know, she's gallivanting the world as usual, and said, we apologize, we really apologize, we didn't do anything, we really have. She is a sensible woman. She has been in the United Nations for a long time, UNHCR, the head of the UNHCR, United Nations Humanitarian Platform. And she said, look, we failed. Of course you failed. Of course Europeans have turned blind eye towards the cause of the Palestinian people. The only nation in the world, it was Iran who stood up, and they're paying the heavily price for that. Had they not been intervening under that conflict, they would have been fine. But no, they had to, because that is their obligation to protect another Muslim nation. Anyway, that's a very complex situation, and the Middle Eastern situation is not getting solved by these guys who are still very much in power, and they're still very much exploiting the war for their own benefit. Now, while people like, Josh Kushner, the son-in-law, the other son-in-law, not the Jared Kushner, Josh Kushner, is actually raising billions of dollars, $250 billion in for UEFA, the football club and all that. And he's trying to actually moved into this market of lucrative market of football, and saying that, look, we can make more money by creating a UEFA in America. Anyway, they are despicable people. That's all you can say. Sharad is here to talk about the Gen Z, and something permanently has shifted in Indian political landscape, should I say. We'll see what he has to say. Listen back, please.
I think India has changed forever. July of 2026 has seen a watershed moment in the nature of politics, in the nature of protest, and in the nature of demand that India has ever seen for last 78 years since independence. We have seen many angry youth earlier too protesting on the streets of the national capital. We have seen many youth protests across states of India. We have seen many revolutions like in Assam led by youth and students of that state. This one is a 21st century youth and students led protest. This is a protest that has shaken up brutally the government that thought they were invincible. They have hit directly to the roots of this government who thought their propaganda, their media machinery, their idea of IT self-messaging is the clear winner and the new age methodology to install a government. This movement has countered effectively the PR agencies who had been paid in multi-billion dollars until now to prop up the image of this government, to prop up the image of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And in just 5 days, this protest has actually punctured the entire budgeted image management of this party, the ruling party, the government, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's image of Vishwaguru. Hence, I would say India has changed forever. Hence, I would say that Indian youth, howsoever educated or uneducated they are, they have touched the country's soul. They have touched the nerve center of public administration. They have shown the power of peaceful protest and the resilience of demands of a movement, something that was not seen by many in modern India. There could have been many other protests, but they were all in the conventional methods and the conventional ways of showing their dissent, like the one which is going on for months together at Ken Betwa project, where the farmers and the landless laborers are protesting the government, or the multiple farmer protests that are happening across the country. But the kind of national visibility, rather international visibility, that this protest has brought in is unparalleled. To start with, this was the most organic protest that has ever happened in the country. There was no organization, there was no formal machinery to support the protest. There was no public face to start with, at least. Of course, later Sonam Wanchuk came in, but to start where it actually gathered the imagination, the momentum, the critical mass of a protest, that didn't have a face. Just a student of India living in US for higher studies. That was it. So basically, this protest was an imagination. That was a group of sentiments that has collectively brought people together at Jantar Mantar. And that is why this is the most natural, unorganized, sentimental, and innocent protest that the country has seen. Innocent because it has children who were as young as 12-year-olds. And many of the participants of this protest were so scared of their parents as a traditional family that they didn't even tell their parents that they are at Jantar Mantar to participate in this protest. So that's the kind of innocence, the natural instinct of coming forward to raise their voice. So this protest is also a clash of generations, a clash of methodologies. On one side, there is this traditional ways in which the government first ridicules, denies that such a thing, such a demand, such a group is legitimate enough to question the government. In the traditional conventional way, the government deploys police and rapid action force, RAF, who further uses brutal, violent and torturous methods like the baton, the electric batons, the nailed batons, the pellet guns, and in one case in the state of Bihar, AK-47. So there is a clash of how the government, in whichever part of the country, they view dissent as something which is to be brutally curbed, even though the nature could be non-violent. And then this is also a clash of media. This is a generation which is born with digital tools and technology. It is born digital and it's clashing with the frame of mind that depends solely on the mainstream linear media, where what has been said on the television, on the cable network is truest to its form. I would see this as a clash of critical thinking, a thinking that challenges the norms, the traditions, the normal ways of doing things versus a compliant, a disciplined, a traditionalist society of India. It's a clash. It's a clash where the protesters, these young ones, they had no reservation in using seriously a very foul language against the government, against Narendra Modi, against other leaders of the party, while such kind of language was never seen in any other protests all through the life history of Indian independence. But then where did this foul language come into existence as a national narrative? We must understand that this is the generation which has seen trolling as an official method of BJP IT cell. This is a generation which has heard the leaders of the ruling party from the stage, from the national public meeting using foul language. This is the generation which has seen the leaders using foul and unparliamentary language in movies which were promoted by the ruling party. So for them, they are only walking the talk that the ruling party and its mechanism have used. So it's the karma which is coming back when the foul language and the use of dark jokes, biting satire, and anti-establishment rap songs are threading the entire population sitting at the protest site. If it was an isolated case of just Delhi seeing the protest, one would have gathered that this protest is localized. It's only a manufactured one. But then this was a simmering anger that was sitting with the youth of this country across India. And mostly it is in North, where the unemployment rate, at least unofficially, is around 40%. This is a lost generation. And that, I would say, has culminated into the Cockroach Janata Party, or let's say this student-led protest. So the Gen Z protest, as they are calling, they are born between 1997 and 2012. So they are on the verge of starting their career. And that's where they are appearing in the exams, in the eligibility exams, in the entrance exams. And suddenly they find that whatever they have dreamed has come to an end, or is so difficult to achieve that it is on the cusp of remaining a dream. A good examination system is only a gateway. And if that gateway is closed, it's corrupted, and it is used to snatch the opportunity of aspiring youth, whether for medical or engineering or for even other government jobs. It is only a betrayal by the government. And that is the very reason why people came on the streets of New Delhi and several other cities of India. This is normal to protest for an issue, but there is no formal banner under which people have united. Even on the stage of Jantar Mantar, there were people from different ideologies. You could see the communist-leaning Student Federation of India. You were seeing independent legal journalists. You could see students there. You could see former Aam Aadmi Party activists. So it was a consolidation. It was a bouquet of different ideology working for a common issue. But what we also have to understand is that this was a protest not only against the paper leaks or the education system poor governance, but this was also a protest against the demeaning attitude of the senior administration of this country, the constitutional heads of the country, how they look towards the unemployment issue of the country, how the Chief Justice of India, even though in his informal, howsoever factual description of the youth of this country, any word that is demeaning, that had ignited this Naya Bharat, the new India, which was riding the wave of arrogance, of being Hindu supremacist, about flying its saffron flag of Hinduism across the world, supported by the IT cell of the ruling party. All that arrogance, all that fakery, that has been pinned to puncture the entire aura, a fake aura, I would say, in few days' time. So in a way, it is one of the most dramatic, most organic movement of people of India, especially the young ones. The future of India has rebelled against the retired India. The digital India has rebelled against the mainstream, mostly fake, mainstream TV India. This is a protest of angry youth of India against the arrogant, supremacist generation of India. While we continue to see the residual methods post-protest continuing, like the police complaints and FIR and court cases, I think the government has not still taken the lessons from how the Gen Z look towards the administration, how they perceive the governance of this country. What the government is failing to understand is that this generation is so sensitive on one side that a Wi-Fi or the mobile data, if it stops working, this generation stops breathing. But then on the other side, this is a generation which happily, merrily, willingly accepts the police brutality. The brutality of 20th July would have dispersed and scared off any toughest protest. But then this is a generation which came back to the very side. And this time, 10 times the number, rather 20 times the number, because for every injured Gen Z, there were 20 people who had come to support them. And the concept of viral is what the government is not understanding. It's one action, it's one sentence, it's one slogan that reaches millions. Something that comes from the heart and strikes the heart of millions of other Gen Zs across the country, across the world rather. And that is where this protest is a watershed protest in the world's history, I would say. It has started from India, I'm happy about it. With a sense of relief that the Gen Z have shown how they understand India, how they are so worried about their own future and the future of this country. Observing the Gen Z, even though so casual, even though so carefree, they do understand the depth of administration, the depth of governance, the right that a democracy gives to each and every citizen of this country to fearlessly sustain the brutality, the violent brutality of the government, and to so easily counter the manufactured narrative. I have a sense of relief that the future of this country is in strong hands, even though they are devoid of experience. But their learning curve is much faster, much sharper than the generation which has brought Gen Z to this world. With that new outlook, I leave you until next week. Stay safe, stay informed, dutifully ask question. At the end of the day, like the Gen Z, somebody has to stand up. Bye for now.
Are you part of a local community group or representative organisation active in the Dun Laoghaire Rathdown area? Why not join a network of over 400 such groups in the Dun Laoghaire Rathdown Public Participation Network? You can join the group, influence local policy, get regular updates about funding and other opportunities, connect with other groups like yours, publicise your group and even get free training and support. Make sure your voice is heard through DLR Public Participation Network as a registered group in the county. Dun Laoghaire Rathdown Public Participation Network. For full information, find us online at dlrppn.ie. That's dlrppn.ie.
Broadcasting from the Dundrum Town Centre, this is Dublin South FM.
Welcome back to the programme. Indeed, this is Dublin South FM and you're listening to SIRAJ ZAIDI until 4 o'clock. And time is really kicking in. We are halfway through the programme and we have still plenty of mileage to cover about the world we live in and about the matters that we are discuss in this programme. Obviously, it's the summertime and holiday time. The weather is still playing very well in terms of warm weather that has been going on. But one thing has been talked about it and noticed throughout Europe is the wildfires that has been going on in, I don't know, you've noticed that, and I don't know whether you watch the news or not, but the Spain and France, they are articulating that after Second World War is the biggest crisis. Now, is it that deliberate, fire has been broke out, or is it a natural heat that is actually burning the jungles and destroying property and lives? In fact, the biggest Spain has suffered all the way up to Valencia. I've been to Valencia many times, and I've seen how dangerous it can be to see that wildfire is spreading in France and in Spain. Here, we have been very cautious, and a few smokes here, there, in Wicklow Mountains has been, reported, but that's it. So this is very carefully, wherever you are going on holidays, if you're going on holiday somewhere, but you must be aware of the fact that in Europe, fire is very much happening. Now, talking about the entertainment sector, yes, concerts have been lined up. Javed Ali concert, and the guest will be here in the next program. Amit will be talking about what is Javed Ali concert is all about in the convention centre towards the end of this month. And of course, the film festival, 17th Indian Film Festival of Ireland has been announced. Not only announced, the sales have been announced, should I say, on the www.eventbrite.ie. So please do log on and buy the ticket as soon as you can, because tickets will be going very fast, and are going very fast, in fact, particularly for the gala night that is happening on the 14th of September towards the end of the festival. The festival is a 3-day festival, almost about 12 films, 13 films, in fact, over 3 sites, different sites, and Omniplex being Nutgrove Omniplex being the anchor venue. That's where the opening ceremony will take place on the 11th of September. Not a lot of time left, in fact. And the next day, there will be screening as well in the Omniplex multiplex, and then Nutgrove Omniplex. And then the final day, the closing film will be also, so 11, 12 and 13. Beside that, literally behind that is a venue called the Bridge Enterprise Centre. At the Bridge Enterprise Centre, you will find a screening going on the 11th and 12th of September. Why? Because it is a parallel venue, and it is a venue where you will enjoy a lot of interesting films, such as Pipilantry, such as the tribute to Dharminder Saab, Dharminder Ji, should I call it, the prolific Dharminder, and who passed away in January. So we are paying a tribute to Dharminder by showing two films, Ikkis and which was his last picture at the at the Omniplex cinema, and also the very first film he did, Dil Bhi Tera Hum Bhi Tere, with Balraj Sahni. That film is showing at the Bridge Enterprise Centre. Pipilantry is an eco-feminist film. So those who are interested in that sort of things, they can actually watch that film. Also, the theme of the festival this year is global warming, as I was mentioning earlier on. The Earth is warming up. Heat is really unbearable for a lot of people, and therefore you could actually relate to it by watching It's Only 47 Degrees. Yes, it is a short film produced by Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, and it will be shown at the gala night on the 14th of September in the Bridge, not in the Bridge, but in the golf club, Milltown Golf Club. Behind that, in a boardroom, it's a Bridge Enterprise Centre, and it will have a 50-60 odd seating capacity. So please book your ticket at www.eventbrite.ie, and you've got to search the page under Bridge Enterprise Centre, and then you'll see all the films lined up and tagged along. So that's what is happening, and so please do. And yes, who's coming? That's the normal question. So the film star Ikalvia, no, not Ikalvia. It's a very strange name. It's a Bengali name, actually, and she's a Bengali actress. Ikavali Khanna is coming, and she will be the guest of the film festival, along with the director Vyas, Mr. Harish Vyas. So the two other people are confirmed. Other people have been talked about it as well, but these two people are confirmed, and they will be traveling to attend the screenings of their films. Their two films have been showing. Angrezi Mein Kehte Hain is the opening film on the 11th, and then a second film is Hari Ka Om back to back. It's a double bill, literally double bill. For the price of only €125, you can get double bill and the reception, and so very good value on the 11th of September. On the 12th of September, again, the movies are Ikkis is there, and other films are there. www.eventbrite.ie is the page for booking all your tickets. And of course, our own website, www.iffi.ie, is another page that you can check it out, which has been up and running for quite some time. And that is what the film festival is look like, as I will be talking about more frequently now about the film festival, that everything is locked, everything is confirmed, the guests are confirmed, the films are confirmed and all that. So I'll be keep giving you updates every week from now onwards. And of course, the people who supported the festival are like the Dunleary County Council, likes of many organizations, and I'll be giving a little bit of plug to them as well as we go along. So this is something which is very interesting. Every year I do that. I don't know why, but I do it because I enjoy doing it, and it's a fantastic opportunity to celebrate the Indian cinema in Ireland, because Indian cinema, although it's very synonymous now, and it's multiplex. All multiplexes are showing in Indian cinema, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi films and all that on a regular basis. This is a dedicated film festival, participating the stars from India. And then, you can talk about it, you can enjoy their screening, and you can interact with them and all that. So, Ikavali Khanna is search it around, see it in your phone, just type it, and you'll find her. Ikavali, Avilai. Anyway, Ikavali, I'll give you more details next week, but she's there, and it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for a lot of people to interact with the stars, with the directors, and with all of those people who you admire them on the bigger screen, on the smaller screen. The actor directors are people. Ikavali is Ekavali. Ikavali Khanna. It's a strange name, but there you go. Very prominent actress, very attractive actress, and she's a very prolific actress, working in many films. 2 of her films will be shown. Ikkis, in which she played the wife of Mr. Alahawat and mother of the 21-year-old soldier who dies in the war of 1971 war. The director of that film, Mr. Sriram Raghavan, was supposed to be coming, but so far no news about, because these directors are very busy living a life and making films and all that. So, but the other director of the film is Harika Om. Harika Om is an interesting film. It's a family drama, and the director of that, Mr. Vyas, Harish Vyas, is willing to come, and it's confirmed that he will be traveling. So there you go. Anyway, time to take a track, because it's very late in the day and I have not played any tracks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this track.
छुप गए सारे नजारे ओए क्या बात हो गई छुप गए सारे नजारे ओए क्या बात हो गई
तूने काजल लगाया दिन में रात हो गई तूने काजल लगाया दिन में रात हो गई मिल गए नैना से नैना ओए क्या बात हो गई मिल गए नैना से नैना ओए क्या बात हो गई
दिल ने दिल को पुकारा मुलाकात हो गई दिल ने दिल को पुकारा मुलाकात हो गई
कल नहीं आना मुझे न बुलाना के मारेगा ताना जमाना कल नहीं आना मुझे न बुलाना के मारेगा ताना जमाना तेरे होठों पे रात ये बहाना था गोरी तुझको तो आज नहीं आना था तू चली आई दुहाई ओए क्या बात हो गई तू चली आई दुहाई ओए क्या बात हो गई
मैंने छोड़ा जमाना तेरे साथ हो गई मैंने छोड़ा जमाना तेरे साथ हो गई
तो तूने काजल लगाया दिन में रात हो गई
अम्बुआ की डाली पे गाय मत वाली कोयलिया काली निराली अम्बुआ की डाली पे गाय मत वाली कोयलिया काली निराली सावन आने का कुछ मतलब होगा बादल छाने का कोई सबब होगा रिम झिम छाए घटाए ओए क्या बात हो गई रिम झिम छाए घटाए ओए क्या बात हो गई
तेरी चुनरी लहराई बरसात हो गई, तेरी चुनरी लहराई बरसात हो गई।
दिल ने दिल को पुकारा, मुलाकात हो गई। छोड़ न भैया पड़ू तेरे पैया, तारू के छैया में सैया। छोड़ न भैया पड़ू तेरे पैया, तारू के छैया में सैया।
एक वो दिन था मिला थी ना थी तू अखियां, एक ये दिन है तू जागे सारी सारी रतियां। बन गई गोरी चकोरी, ओए क्या बात हो गई। बन गई गोरी चकोरी, ओए क्या बात हो गई।
जिसका डर था बेदर्दी, वही बात हो गई। वो जिसका डर था बेदर्दी, वही बात हो गई। छुप गए सारे नजारे, कोई क्या बात हो गई।
दिल में दिल को पुकारा, मुलाकात हो गई। दिल में दिल को पुकारा, मुलाकात हो गई।
Today we will be staying with the hit songs, and next song I have lined up is also a beautiful song called Pool Tumhe Bheja Hai Khat Mein. Beautiful song, and that is a lovely song. But before that, I have just received an information that, these days it is a time for Arba'een walk. You know what is Arba'een walk? Arba'een is the 40th day of Imam Hussein's martyrdom. This is called Chihlum. And in that, millions, 20 odd millions, actually people descend from all over the world to Karbala, to Iraq, and they do pilgrimage walk from Najaf, city of Najaf, to Karbala. Now, in that peaceful walk, which has been hosted by the local people, and all over the world, people come there to literally soak the atmosphere of spirituality, and people just literally go and pay homage and pay their respect to Imam Hussein, a holy shrine in Karbala. Now, that has been attacked. Yes, would you believe that? You're listening right. Saudi Arabia, the neighboring country, has attacked the peaceful, simple people who are just doing their act of pilgrimage. Have you ever heard of that? Can you imagine anything like that? The people peacefully, say for instance, people going to the Knock or going to the pilgrimage in Spain, been attacked by a rocket, attacked by the drone, and 15 people have been martyred. Obviously, they've gone to heaven straight away. But what is their crime? What is the reason? Just because the war is going on between Iran and America, why they're attacking the people in Iraq and that too Saudi Arabia? Now, that is a beginning of a bigger war, because that is not going to be going down very, cautious, should I say, and acceptable to the innocent people. There will be a repercussion for that, reprisal for that, and people will taking a revenge for that. But 15 people, poor people, who tried, from different parts of the world, they're traveling here from Ireland. There are a substantial number of people have been traveling there as well. And they do have camps along the roads, both sides of the road from Najaf to Karbala. And that it's an insider job. Why not? Because information, precise attack and all that is being done by people who literally do not want to see the millions peacefully gathering and then dispersing after the Arba'een occasion of the Arba'een, which is falling on literally next week. On Tuesday, Arbaeen is on Tuesday next week. So we have a program here at the Milltown Centre, and those who are interested in listening to the lectures and all that at 7 o'clock. So please do pop in, and there will be some food, there will be some discussion about it. So unbelievable. And I'm absolutely heartbroken to share this news. Anyway, I'll sit back and I will continue my program for another few minutes before I say goodbye. Here's another track.
खत से जी भरता ही नहीं अब नैन मिले तो चैन मिले
चांद हमारे अंगना उतरे कोई तो ऐसी रैन मिले
मिलना हो तो कैसे मिले हम मिलने की सूरत लिख दो मिलने की सूरत लिख दो
नैन बिछाए बैठे हैं हम कब आओगे खत लिख दो फूल तुम्हें भेजा है खत में फूल नहीं मेरा दिल है फूल तुम्हें भेजा है खत में
से मुझे तेरा प्यार मिला अपनी तो है बस यही दुआ, हर जन्म यूं मिल के रहेंगे, हर जन्म यूं मिल के रहेंगे।
सुंदर सा हो अपना जहां, प्यार अपना रहे सदा जवां, हम सुख दुख मिल के रहेंगे, हम सुख दुख मिल के रहेंगे। वादा कर ले साजना, तेरे दिल में न रहूं मेरे दिल।
Another sad news just didn't arrive while I'm actually in the program is that the son of Devanand, Sunil Anand, legendary Devanand, son passed away at the age of 70 in London. And this is very, very heartbreaking, disturbing news as well. He's a young man in 70s, I would say, and he's been planning to make a not the biopic, in fact, a movie on his father, Devanand. And he passed away at the age of 70 after the heart attack in London. So RIP, and I really am saddened to hear this heartfelt condolences for the family, and he's gone. Anyway, so that's it, folks, and thank you very much for listening. What I say that every day, every week, every Thursday, I say the same thing. That thank you. I cannot thank you enough for my contributors, Shara Dawasthi in London, and also the Charmaine Colvin, who is putting together great news, and of course the technician team here, led by Richard and Lee, who have been very kind to put together this program. Anyway, bye for now. Next week I may have a guest in the studio, but for now it's time to say goodbye, and you enjoy this track. Bye for now. Have a great weekend, and enjoy watching movies, whatever you're doing. And yes, of course, if you are around for Tuesday evening, do pop in to the Milltown, community centre here on the Dodder Road, very close by here in the radio studio. You're most welcome to come and participate in the Urbane program. Bye for now.
जान भी ले ले चाहे ज़माना, आज कहेंगे दिल का फसाना, जान भी ले ले चाहे ज़माना। मौत वही जो दुनिया देखे, मौत वही जो दुनिया देखे, घुट घुट कर यूं मरना क्या, जब प्यार किया तो डरना क्या, प्यार किया तो डरना